Well, hello everybody. Monte back, playing some Kerbal Space Program 2 for science exploration. And last episode we went to orbit, so I am quickly times warping our descent of Valentina back into the Kerbin atmosphere and into the planet. Hopefully we don't explode. All I'm doing right now is collecting a little bit of extra science that I had not picked up. I think the Science Junior didn't get environmental data in low atmosphere, or just in the atmosphere, which it's about. It just exploded off. I don't have a heat shield, by the way. I was a little bit concerned. I had Valentina's helmet showing through the bottom, but everything seems fine so far. She's reporting back all is well. And we had a main mission from Mission Control to land in water and do some buoyancy testing. So this is getting us a little extra science before we head off to the moon, which is our mission today. So I'm going to hop on out with Valentina, do some EVA action, make sure you get those samples, extra science for sure. And then I'm going to have her get back in, and we are going to meet back at KSP. Let's get to it. Thanks for stopping on by. All right. Well, here we are, real time, 244 science packed away. I might have done this before I loaded, but let's go to Mission Control. Ah, I did not. Good. We have more science to earn by turning in the buoyancy test. Not a lot, just 40. But good job. I'm amazed we made it back in. I mean, it was just a low orbit in a way. We didn't have a lot of speed, so the heat shield wasn't required. But for going to the moon and coming back, I do want to earn some technology. It would give us a heat shield. So you kind of looked like an ice cube in a big old cup of coffee. I don't put ice in my coffee. Thank you very much. The coffee should be hot. Luckily, our vessels don't melt. Well, at least not in water. Our recovery team was out there in full force today. Boats, helicopters, free swimming with floaties. Oh, little Kerbals with floaties. You'd think they'd realize it's faster to use a boat than to doggy paddle a vessel back to KSC. I think they just wanted to swim, honestly. That's a long way to swim a capsule back. Over and out. Land a pod in a body of water. Oh, he's celebrating all by himself. Whee! Science. Okay, going green also happened because we had the GSCM-01. Whoops. Science Junior. And we did the environmental survey. So this was when we were on the way back in. And I was time warping that happened. So, good on me. That's it for secondary missions for now. Nice. I have some good news and some less good news. The good news is that our environmental footprint is small. Our recycling is paying off. The less good news is that we found traces of radioactivity around the bathrooms. Either radioactive waste, it says radioactive, is getting flushed, or someone needs to see a doctor. We're not allowed to talk about those things at the workplace. We've had another talk with the R&D team about throwing things away in the correctly colored bins. In the meantime, they recommend limiting your hand washing time in the R&D lavatory to 10 seconds or less. Wait. They're telling us to wash our hands for less time. Kerbals just get it all backwards. Science collected, 25 science. Now we got to go to the moon or bust. We got to establish, not just go to the moon. I was thinking we'll do like a flyby that gets us also enough to come back to Kerbin, like a little moon flyby. Exactly. Wouldn't need as much rocket, but we're not paying for the rocket, so let's try to get there in orbit. I don't think I want to land today. I think I want to, my goals, let's go to the VAB, go to the moon. Well, let's get out of Kerbin, orbit. I don't think I want to do a direct shot, so we'll orbit Kerbin. We will shoot over to moon. We will orbit with a retrograde burn, and then we will try to get science in low orbit and high orbit of the moon, and then we need to go to the R&D center first. Then we can hopefully just burn right back. So even though I said I don't think I want to use the Moonlander yet, I think we'll still just go with getting to the moon. I definitely want survivability. So I'm not usually playing direction, but this also has the parachutes that we need. Well, we don't need them yet, but a radial parachute's nice. And the heat shield, though. That's some good stuff. I would also like to get reaction control. So let's go up this struts reaction control direction. We still have 119 science. Power management might be nice. Small payloads would be good because that gets us the fairings. We're going to go with that. I don't really care about the trusses at this point. We will do some cool... Ooh, basic docking. Not yet. We'll use moon science to get docking. That sounds about right. Let's just go ahead and do lights and utility, power management. And then when we go to Duna to communicate, we're going to need one of these better satellites. So, but I'm thinking too far out. Research, miniaturization. We only have 34 points left, so we can only buy like this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and buy specialized decoupling. And there we go. Now, with these points, we can go back to the VAB and build a much better rocket. I say much better, I mean slightly better. And let me throw something together. I think I'm going to go with the command module. I'll build some things together, but let me build something up, and then we'll go through what I come up with. Alrighty, I got it all built up. I love that it auto colors the green, our company colors. One thing I also did too is because I do want to go an easterly 90-degree, and I don't want to deal with the turn, so I just turned the whole rocket in the VAB. I don't see anyone do this. Is it cheating? I don't know. I'm going to do it. And then since we have fairings, I'm going to actually make use of those so I can have that so it opens up. So here's what we have going on. Let's get a good peeky peek in here. We have a parachute with the command module. We have a science junior. We have a reaction control. We have RCS. We have RCS fuel. We have regular fuel and a Terrier. So this is our hopping around the moon orbit and coming home stage. So that's what this is. It's overkill. I don't need RCS. It'll be just nice to have if we want to do some corrections in orbit. I probably don't need the reaction control, but I'm bringing it anyway. I could put some radial parachutes on, but I don't think I'm gonna. I have an extra battery. I have communications. I think we're good on that. And then I separate, and I have a stage 2. This is to get us to the moon. It is simply... I'm gonna just view in that. But if my mind serves me correctly, let me just go like that. Okay, no. I think I have a swivel. Maybe not. Will this tell me? I can also click that out and click that out again on this right bar, and it'll tell me how long the burns are, how much it's going to weigh when I start the burn, thrust to weight ratio. This is where I was looking for my TWR before, and this is where I can find it. Double clicking that out, and it'll show the TWR for each stage. Thrust to weight ratio. So that's pretty cool. I just starting to try to make use of those things. I went a little overkill here. Double. I just had the parts, right? So I earned all the science. I wanted to use all the parts. So we'll see how this goes with a booster and all that. But like I said, I'll build some rockets. This one I probably should have built. But I like to just kind of space. I used a strut too, just because we could. When I build rockets live, you know, like something might just be misaligned, and it just creates problems that I don't want to deal with, and I'd rather focus and not space out, and we can keep on spacing out along together. All right, so let's get this on the launch pad and get up on out of here. All right, so first things first, like I am aimed the right way, which is pretty cool. Is that Minmus in the background? I see something right there in the clouds. We have our light engines launching, 2 of them. We have our 2 solid boosters, and we have our, little holders holding on. That's going to go first. Then we have the booster decouplers. We'll knock those off to get those boosters gone when they're out. Then this is going to pop off and allow this engine to burn, get us to the moon and in a good orbit, hopefully. Then, hopefully this gets us to orbit, and we use this guy to get us back. It doesn't have too much. It's only... all the times went away. It was like there for a second. That was weird. Anyway, like I said, there's small bugs, but I'm not too worried. Let's just try to get things in space. That's what quick saves are for, and countdown. Fancy rocket for the going to the moon. Ooh, nice drop. Let's see if we can pull this off without stability control. And I want to see if we can do this a little less throttle, so I can save that. And it might not go well, but I really want to use some of Kerbin's gravity, like a gravity turn. Just a little one, but I don't, like, I'm so worried about flipping. Oh, that's totally Minmus right there. There's the moon. That's where we're going. We can just launch straight at it. Now I want to turn just a little bit. Perfect timing on that. Go ahead and gear up a little bit. Actually, all the way. But I'm going to start turning now. Even below the prograde here. I'm not going to use the prograde. I'm going to just overturn. I'm a little worried because we're really low on our AP. Those boosters really didn't get us that high up. We do have 2K. And this is in 24 seconds. This is scary. I should have had more thrust from these 2 guys. I was just a little bit worried of the heat. Oh, 23 seconds. We're maintaining time, which means our apoapsis is still 23 seconds out in front of us. If we didn't keep increasing in speed, but we are. So now we're 24. Ah, this is good. This is good. It's a long burn. Yeah, you don't go up as fast with this type of gravitational burn, but I'm hoping it might save us. I don't know, I feel like I'm using a lot more fuel, but because I don't always do things right. Now I'm going to go ahead and just say go prograde, so we don't have to worry about it. SAS will take control. I'm not going to use any of the RCS. You know what? I have a monopropellant tank on here. I probably should drop the monopropellant out of the capsule just to save a minor bit of weight. Yeah, so when I did it into orbit, I went way up and then out. It works, but it's not like a nice curve as it goes, for example. Actually, right now I'm going to hit the brakes because I bumped actually out to 53 seconds until we hit that apoapse. And I'm going to let it go down to like 40 seconds again, and then I'm going to start burning up. Or I would get a weird orbit, and I'm just wasting fuel. Again, I'm almost at 50 seconds. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go ahead and time warp to here. Because we're getting good now. We're at negative 270, 240. That means this is pushing out. I ran out of fuel. Let's dump that. And go. On our little rocket. That's supposed to be the one that gets us to the moon. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm a little worried. Oh, see, this was a bad approach, because now we're going way out up there, but I have to, because I've got to get some more PE, or I'm going to burn up in the atmosphere. This was not good. All right. Let's go full speed. Oh, dopey me. I was thinking I was going to have to burn more into the atmosphere, and this would keep dropping, which it is. But once I get out to here, of course, that's how orbits work, right? So when I'm out at the Apoaps here, at the farthest out point, if I burn prograde, this will stay where it is, but this periapsis will go out. So that's what I want. So I'm going full speed. I'm going to try to time warp to here. So since I know that, I don't need to create a maneuver, because I'm going to go prograde, which is this one, retrograde, which is this one. I'm going to go ahead and aim prograde. Sometimes if you want to time warp faster, you go back to normal speed, then you can time warp and it'll let you go. Right. Let ourselves align a little bit. But I think I really wasted way too much fuel on that burn. So, for example, now we're good, okay? So there's the moon. We're going to right click and we're going to set that as our target. One thing is you'll notice there's this DN descending node of negative 0.7. That's our inclination difference between the moon and our current orbit. I could fix that, but I don't really care. For where the moon is, I think if I leave like here, I should meet it. So what we're going to try to do is burn outward. So we're going to create a maneuver. We're going to burn prograde to get nice big wonky thing, right? And this makes sense, right? Because I'm burning prograde here, so the opposite side is going out. So we want that out part to line up with this line. And now since we set the moon as a target, you'll start to get these little numbers popping up, like 1A, 2A, 2B, 1B. Your orbit is A. So 1A means I will be here. And when I'm here, the moon's going to be up here. Meaning I'm hitting it too late. So one thing I can do to fix that, I think, is if I move this a little further downstream, like that, you'll see I'll start getting some intercepts, right? So that's where, without changing anything else, just moving where I start my burn. So what I could try to do is find a spot where I can burn less fuel, but still hit the moon. And over here is like a view of where the moon currently is and what my planned orbit will be. So this, with the moon PE, is the same as this with the moon PE. It's just easier to see. It's kind of neat, actually. I quite like this. So it's only going to take us 674 to get there. All right. 26-second burn. I am going to hit SAS control maneuver right here. So this turns the stability off. This one right to the right, I'm down here on the bottom left. That's the maneuver mode. So it's right there. In 15 minutes, I will do a 26-second burn. I'm going to warp to that maneuver. And what would happen now is if I do this burn and do nothing else, I will pass by the moon and I will come back and I will land on Kerbal with just this amount of fuel. So if I really was low on fuel, this is what I would want to do. But I have enough fuel. I have a whole nother stage. Let's not I don't have another stage. Do I? First off, can we make that go away? I have a whole nother stage. Okay. I'm just losing my brains. Okay, 7 seconds. This will do a little countdown. Ding. 2, 1, burn. I like this approach right here. It's basically we would be coming back in, but then the moon grabs us a little bit, so that's why we swing out. That's pretty neat. The burn isn't going as well. This is saying we're going to run out of fuel. That's what this means. So hopefully my next stage is correct. I'm going to go ahead and slow down because I think we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. And stop. Ooh, I went a little extreme. So let me delete this so we can see what happened here. I overburned. So we're going to get all the way into 79k meters periaps of the moon, which actually this is nice. This is a good situation. So we're currently here. We have 223 bonus fuel. I didn't expect to have this stage. We have our solar panels we don't have to retract. There's science to collect. Sometimes it'll say there's science to collect when there's not. But I needed to do the high orbit stuff. I didn't do crew observations in high orbit. This is 108 data that we're going to transmit. Well, that's fantastic. Glad we're transmitting it now while we're close, and it's going to bonus science, because then that'll give the electrical charge some time. There's 60 science. Also, I'm playing on normal mode, so that's why it'll say I get a certain amount of science, and I think I get less. To me, I think normal mode, I would say, guys, should be equal. I don't think this is like a communication loss. If you play easy mode, I think you get more science than you would normally get, but, right, normal should be normal. Like, it says I get 60 science, I should get 60 science. Anyway, maybe I'm just misinterpreting that. Can I get some EVA action? I don't think it matters because it's still just a crew observation. Inside, outside, it doesn't make a difference. I just got that bonus science that one time because it was a mission to go do this. All right. Anyway, enough chatter. We can chat once we get to the moon. I'm going to go ahead and just time warp to here. Ooh, and sometimes it'll overshoot, so that's why I'm not time warping to the encounter. Look how cool this is going to be. Like, I get... This line would be me coming on in, and then I get whipped around by the moon, and then get flung back into Kerbal with no burning of fuel. That's just pretty cool. That's how you'd use the orbit to get back. Maths that I didn't figure out, it just so happens to work. So I'm going to time warp to this point. That almost went too fast. Once I pass this threshold, which is encountering moon, then I will create my next maneuver. Because this will then go away, and haha, here we go. There's the moon. We'll take a nice close look at it soon, but what I want is the moon periaps. We're going to create a maneuver. What are we going to do? We want to slow down and we want to get into orbit, so prograde would launch me further out, so I want to retrograde this time. And create a little something like that. Like that. It's going to take 155 required delta V. We have 223. We're going to be able to orbit with this stage. So I'm going to go ahead and get prepared, and then I'm going to say... Time warp like that. I'm going to do it manually. And go like that. Oh! I almost screwed it up. F5, because I don't want to ruin the day. Alright, so in 53 seconds we're going to burn, retrograde, and I'll watch it from here. Because I'm risky like that. Look at the moon. This is the first time we've seen it in its beautiful KSP2 view up close. Alright, we have a burn in 35 seconds. It's a 5-second burn. And let's see, honestly, where we're trying to do it is as close to the PE as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the maneuver. You guys get what we need to do. I'm going to... Why does it still have that CE right there? We're going to time warp to here. we know we're not trying to do anything different than slow down. So all I need to do is burn retrograde, which I can do without a maneuver. All right, so let's go. Doom, 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 doom. Come on, circle, circle, circle. Wham! And I'm going to go ahead and keep burning to bring that on in until we run out of fuel. Look at that. Sweetness. Oh! Ah! Yikes, I didn't want to do that. Okay. Wow. Cool. We're in a moon orbit. We've done it, folks. We've done the mission, but we've got more to do. I'm not going to land. I'm going to go ahead and extend the antenna. We're going to do some science, which 90 worth. So that's moon high orbit, crew observation, send. Why am I not doing a environmental study? Oh, already in the storage. Where is it? Environmental sam. Oh, it's right here. Moon high orbit. 15 seconds. We have the EC. Ooh, it's going to take up half of our EC. A lot of science going back. What I wanted to do, which I shouldn't have... Oh, maybe I'll get lucky. What are we in? If you mouse over... Ah, I am lucky. Okay. We are in high orbit. When we hit the moon apoapse over here, I'm going to want to lower our periapsis. So let's time warp to here. Let's go retrograde. And let us bring us in to low orbit. I'm going to say low orbit 35. That's getting in there. I think that's low orbit. If it's not, we can correct. But let me fling ourselves over here. Nope, wrong button. Yikes! I wanted to be in this view, not the... I hit F2. Okay. So we are now in low orbit. And I'm going to just... You can just click this and it'll run the experiments. It's quite nice. We have full electrical charge, so I'm going to go ahead and hit transmit all. It's going to take 190... Oh, it's 192 energy, so I'm going to break this apart. Oh, also, it's going to try to transmit what we already know. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to transmit... this one. 70 science. Now let's see what we actually get for that. 8 seconds left. We got 70 science. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Normal. If I get 56 science here, I'm a happy camper. 2 seconds. How much electrical charge? 56 science. All right. Well, that is that. I'm going to do a... Let's see how this would work. If I burned back into the planet here, that would get me there. I bump that out more. My Kerbal... If I right-click, it'll lock it, so then I can see that as I go. And I could do something like that. It would hit the atmosphere a little bit, like some aero braking movements here. I have a heat shield. I'm not too worried. This would only take 223. So I got plenty of fuel to get back. That's the goal. I want to bring these samples home. There's still a lot of science. 180 science, that's not a lot, but there's some science that I want to bring home. And then we will plan our next mission. But just kind of like this episode, we've done our mission. I will go ahead and go to our mission control. Moon or bust. Knock this out while we're still in orbit, because it might have us do a little something else while we're out there. Yay, you did it, you did it. As of this moment, we're leading the space race. I mean, who are we competing against? Space Weekly, the Kerbaler Times, the Kerbal Astronomical Society newsletter. Heck, even SAS Planet. Planet of SAS. Are you Kerbal? Because those reporters are revolving around you. Kerbal's the star, by the way. I think I was getting that all. Kerbin is our planet. Okay, so instead of having to answer them one by one, I just locked them in your office. Don't worry, Newton has found various them and their snacks. Seems like they're making themselves comfortable in there, so no hurry. Meanwhile, we have more important work to do. Getting so near to another celestial body has only whet the agency's appetite for an up-close encounter. It's finally time to land on the moon. Over and out. Da-da-da-da. We were much closer than that. That's 150 science. Now we got new stuff. One small step. We'll track that. That's land on the moon. First dibs. Plant a flag within any mirror on the moon. You can do that. That's just telling us where to land. A perfect circle. Yeah, good band. Establish an orbit around Kerbin with an AP and PE each between 99 and 101. Okay, so we could let's just make a probe. Let's probe this perfect circle into completion. And with that, we have 493 science to spend. Long-range probes, basic docking, power launchers. This is medium fuel tanks. Nice. Tier 2 is unlocked. Oh my. We're short, but for 230 science, we could get this stuff. So, ooh. All we got to do is bring our Kerbal home. That's all we got to do, and we have this. So, let's think about some things. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next episode. Have a great one, everybody.